Hello students. So today we are going to discuss definition of drama and its types, different types of drama. So first let us see drama. What is drama? So before proceeding, I would like to tell you that you must have uh, the very common common uh, sentence in our home, that natak mat karo. So think over it. What is drama? How drama can be defined? So natak mat karo means which is away from real, unreal, unnatural, or acting, right? Which is drama. So how drama can be defined? Drama is a mode of fictional representation that is not natural, that is fictional representation through performance. Naturally it is acting, right? It is a written work. Drama is a written work that tells a story through acting, through action and speech. So that is a story which is through action and speech, which is the message is delivered through action or speech and is meant to be acted on stage. So drama is written for acting, right? So first, and here dramas are typically called plays, right? And their creators are known as playwright or dramatist. Those who write drama, they are called uh, dramatist or playwright. So first of all, I would, before proceeding, I would like to give you one example. Suppose uh, topic is theme is patriotism, and you have all, there are 6 students and all are sitting together, and common topic is for example, that's a nation first. You have to deliver the message that nation first, right? So A is given to write a poem on nation first. B is given to write a song on nation first. C is given to write a novel on nation first. Next is to write a drama. Next is that is a short story, and one is given, for example, for street play. But theme is common, patriotism, and topic is common, nation first. So just imagine who has given to write a poem, so he will think about meter, about rhyme schemes and all. Message he or she is going to give the same through poem, right? Another person is given for song, so he will think for music and all. Next will think for short story, for example, so how he can give the message that nation is above all, right? This way. But when the person who is uh, given a drama on the topic is nation first, so what does he do? What he will do? He will plan for dialogues, for number of characters, for stage decoration and costume, props, makeup and all, right? So that is drama. approach of drama is totally different from other genres, right? So here you can think this way, then that is fictional representation, might be real story, but then it is blending of real and unreal, or fictional or imagination, right? Second thing is that this is the story tells through action and speech, so that you have to write about action. Speech means dialogues. Why? Because to be acted on stage, because they have to act on stage. So everything you have to write about costume, like uh, for another example, this is nation first. Suppose you have to write a skit or drama on Bharat, right? How Bharat feels when he comes to know that his father dies and Mother Kakai uh, has demanded for Bharat's crown, right? So, how does he react, and what is, so suppose the same message you have to deliver through a skit. So naturally you will think for characters, for Kaikai, for Bharat, for messenger who gives message to Bharat, that uh, you have to come, because that time Bharat was in his maternal uncle, right? So then everything, right? So then so many characters, and then fort and palace and everything you have to show, right? Then Bharat's dress, that's earlier he was king, but then he changes himself, and because Ram is exiled, that's why he also lived the same life at home, whatever. So that way you have to your responsibility is much. So a dramatist's responsibility is much, because he has to talk about stage, he has setting, he has to talk about characters, then costume, props, background music, light, and everything. So this is drama. Now, so what is the key aspects of drama? Performance, how to perform the drama, then dialogue and action, right? How strong dialogues, and then when a character speaks a dialogue, so what's the action, what's the reaction of audience, then conflict and tension. Naturally drama story, that's not plain story, there must be conflict, there must be tension, then that is drama. That's a then becomes its drama. Drama is when conflict is there, right? And then we listen many a time that that drama ends after 1 o'clock at night yesterday. So that's a because of conflicts and all. And then elements of drama, so what are the elements we are going to discuss? So here, first of all, performance. So the drama is unique in that it is designed to be performed, right? Drama is designed to be performed by actors before an audience. And what kind of audience? Usually on the stage, sometimes street drama also, on like on the street nukkad natak, right? But maximum it is on the stage, and then audience is different. Suppose Jadta Raja, you must have listened about Jadta Raja. Very beautifully, Jadta Raja is live. I have, that's my best experience of my life. So that drama is something Chhatrapati Shivaji's life, right? And then it was acted, wonderfully acted. The group came from Maharashtra, right? So for Marathi people, sometimes they use Marathi words, but when they came here, so then they must have used some Malvi language and all. Suppose they went to foreign countries, so they must have used English, right? So according to audience, little bit changes take place, right? So that is, author has to, playwright has to think for performance. Then dialogues and action. The story unfolds primarily through spoken dialogue, right? So that is story actually unfolds through spoken dialogues and the physical action. So dialogue and action is very important, right? Next is conflict and tension. Playwrights build dramatic tension by presenting conflict, right? So then they build tension by by presenting conflicts between characters, either characters or within a character, when he fights with himself or she fights with herself, or between a character or their circumstances. Sometimes we fight with our circumstances, but conflict must be there, prompting the audience to wonder what happens next. So then when audience think what happened next is the success of drama, right? So that curiosity, raising curiosity amongst the audience is very important, which can be raised through conflict and tension. Then audience will be or should be compelled to think that what is going to be done. Poor fellow should be saved, something like this. So that is there. And then next is elements of drama. So Aristotle suggested six elements of drama. Six elements, right? What are they? That's the these six elements are drama are plot, theme, character, dialogue, music, and that is uh, spectacle, right? So what is plot? Plot is, that is a story, right? Theme is topic, then characters, then dialogue, music, and spectacle is audience, right? So these are the six elements suggested by Aristotle. Now modern drama also considers conventions, genre, and audience. Modern drama, that's a Aristotle talked about when it is ancient drama, but modern drama also considers conventions, what's the conventions, and then genre, which kind of drama, and then audience. What audience? For whom they are going to perform. They think. Now, types of drama. So, how drama can be happy ending drama, maybe with the happy ending, it may be with tragic ending, right? It may be mixed ending. So, that is different categories of drama. First is tragedy. So, tragedy, number of tragedies we have seen in our life, right? And then finally, tragedy means pain, sorrow, grief, grievances, fighting, bloodshed, right? Immediately, all these points come in our mind. So, a serious and solemn play. Naturally, tragedy is very serious and solemn play based on human suffering and primarily the terrible and sorrowful events that befall a main character. And finally, character has to suffering of character, hero, or cast of characters, often ending in the protagonist's death. Please take care. Generally, protagonist dies at the end of the tragedy, right? So this is called tragic play. Key characters we have almost discussed in the definition. Key characters, serious and dignified tone, right? So first is serious and dignified tone, then protagonist downfall, right? So serious and dignified tone, why? Because it's not fun, it's not comedy, it's tragedy, so that must be serious. explores profound questions concerning human existence, fate, and morality. And major concern is human existence. Human life is full of sorrow. Sometime it is said that then fate, luck, right, and morality, moral, right. So these are the basic characters of a drama. Then protagonist downfall. Protagonist has to uh, protagonist dies or protagonist ruins, right. So downfall is the main characteristics of tragedy, right. So centers on a heroic or important individual who experiences a significant reversal of fortune, often due to tragic flaw, right. So that's the centers on a heroic or important individual who experiences a significant reversal of fortune. So that is, uh, he has to fight with the circumstances, right. And he has heroic approach, right. And or in important individual who experiences a significant reversal of fortune, often due to tragic flaw or hamartia. Please take care all these uh, terms, right. Very important terms. So you should know that hamartia is tragic flaw. And tragic flaw is that's a which is the reason that shortcoming becomes the reason of downfall is called hamartia or tragic flaw, right. And a fatal error in judgment, that is another thing you have to understand. Please take care. Error in judgment, because he does not have hero is out of too much emotional sentimental, so he lost his wisdom, and that is called error in judgment. So, or external forces, he is the victim of external forces, she is the victim of external forces. This is another character uh, of tragedy, and that is protagonist downfall, which leads to protagonist downfall. Now next, catharsis. Take care of this also. What is catharsis? Catharsis is aims to evoke emotions of pity or fear in the audience. So that is emotions of pity or fear in the audience. When you connect yourself with the character or with the story and you start crying, you start paining, that is the real tragedy, right. Why? Because catharsis means your pent up feelings, your feelings which are inside the brain, and all of a sudden that comes out in the form of tears. So that is emotions of pity. When you feel pity on hero, with the hero or heroine, right. Or sometimes you feel fear because it happens with you in other way. So that is the catharsis, when you start feeling fear, when you are frightened, when uh, you are you are being pained, right. So that is another characteristic, leading to an emotional release or purification. Ultimately, when you cried, right, and you feel relaxed, so that is purification of your soul or brain, we can say, which is called catharsis. Now, unhappy or catastrophic ending. Tragedy's ending is unhappy or catastrophic. Unexpected ending, right. Catastrophic is unexpected. The resolution is typically bleak, very sorrowful, involving the death or destruction of protagonist. Finally, protagonist has to die or has to ruin his life, right. Or often others, and sometimes others also die. or ruin, right? That is another characteristic of tragedy. Then themes, common themes include struggle against destiny. So hero has to struggle with destiny, against destiny, and the consequences of pride, hubris, the nature of justice. So that is nature of justice, suffering, and human condition. And nature of justice, right? Then suffering, and then human condition. These are the another themes of like of tragedy, right? Human condition is different, suffering is the part of life, then nature of justice and all. Example is William Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet is a tragedy, right? They die at the end. Macbeth, Othello, right? These are the Shakespeare's plays. Then Sophocles, Antigone. This is another tragedy. Antigone, Sophocles, Antigone, right? Oedipus Rex is the example of tragedy. Now come to next type, that is comedy. Comedy as name, that's a play that shows the humorous actions of characters, right? Fun, humor, right? As they try to solve social, personal, and religious problems, aiming to be assuming and typically ending happily, right? So here just notice that for comedy there will be happy ending, right? And they try to these type of play try to give solution of social problem, personal or religious problems, and then end at the end that character solution is taken out, and happy ending will be there in comedy. So what are the characteristics? Light and humorous tone, no cry, no pain, right? Laugh, that is light and humorous tone. So designed to entertain and provoke laughter. So that is made for entertainment and laughter, right? Then amusing incidents, features witty dialogue, right? Physical humor, slapstick, clown, right? Or something. Great example is right now, that is that's a who's what's name comedy show, that's what's his name right now, very famous comedy show is going, Kapil Sharma show, right? So that is physical humor. You must have seen that sometime male becomes female and then they used to come in Kapil Sharma show. Then misunderstandings and often satirical commentary on societal norms, right? So sometimes satire are there, right? So that is the main characteristic of comedy. Then happy resolution, happy ending, right? Concludes with a positive outcome, frequently involving marriages, right? So that's positive outcome. Then marriages, reconciliations, right? So they meet at the end like two friends, they don't talk, but finally they become enemy for each other, but finally they again reunion is there, they become friends. Or triumph of good over minor adversity, and finally triumphs of good over minor adversity. Then exploration of human folly, right? Silly mistakes. So that is exploration of human folly, often highlights the absurdities of human behavior and social conventions. So that is absurdities of human behavior and social conventions. Then character types. Then may feature exaggerated characters or stock figures. So it may be exaggerated characters or stock figures whose interactions create humorous situation. So that's a character exaggerates, right? Boasting, and these are the because of creating humor. So this is another characteristic. Now subgenres includes romantic comedy, right? Love affair comedy, satire, farce. These are the subgenres of comedy. Comedy of manners, right? Uh, like any manners, table manners, right? So many manners are suggested for the society, but then when you cannot follow, so that becomes comedy, right? Then tragicomedy, which blends tragedy and comedic elements, is tragicomedy, right? Now examples are William Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream. This is the comedy. Then Much Ado About Nothing, William Shakespeare's work, right? Though both the works by William Shakespeare's and a comedy. And then this is something Molitor, that is probably French is written here. Then next is, that is Oscar Wilde's The Importance of Being Earnest. That is also the example of comedy by Oscar Wilde. Now next form is historical play. As name suggests, historical play or historical drama. The type of drama that dramatizes and reenact famous historical events, right? So that is Tughlaq, right? Tughlaq is written by Girish Karnad. It's a great example of historical play, right? Movies, if we talk Padmavati, a number of movies, right? Mughal Azam and all. These are the historical play, right? So that's a figures or significant periods that have made a mark of the world. So that is famous historical events which are so many, long list, right? That's Devi Ahilya, Rani Durgavati, and uh, like Sunita Williams. She had to stay with Butch Wilmore. She was uh, in the space for long time. So that is also movies being made. So that is also example of history because she has created history, right? So this is another example, historical play, historical events, figures, right? As far as characteristics are concerned, so that's a based on history, of course, based on history. Then uh, draws its plot and characters from actual historical records, events, and individuals, while dramatic license can be taken from artistic purposes. So, dramatic license has to take from dramatic purposes. The core aim is to represent a historical period, right? So, that core aim is that's a to to represent a historical period, right? Now educational and reflective, because history teaches us mistakes, we save from mistakes and then we learn from history, so often serves to educate the audience. That's why we discuss history about the past and can offer interpretations or insights into historical events and their impact. So that what did we learn from mistakes? What we did we learn from uh, rich or good things which were prevailing in our society, right? This way, that is the historical play. Themes of power and politics frequently explores themes of leadership, ambition, war, succession, political intrigue, and shaping of nations. So these are the themes, that's a leadership, leaders, ambition, war, succession, period, political intrigue, है ना, and shaping of nation, conspiracy and all. So these are the themes. Now, moral and ethical dilemmas presents the complex and moral and ethical choices faced by historical figures. So that is presents the complex moral and ethical choices, right? So that is moral and ethical dramas. What should or should not be done? That is somewhat the part of historical play. Origins emerged as distinct genre of Renaissance England, with Shakespeare's history play being defining works. So Shakespeare has uh, on written drama on Richard III, Henry IV, Julius Caesar. Then these are the drama which were written by Shakespeare, and this is historical dramas. Then Robert Bowles' A Man for All Seasons, that is next famous historical play, right? Okay. Now one act play. Last is one act play. One act, as name suggests, that the complete dramatic work that is presented in a single act, right? Just single act is the typically without a change of scenery or multiple intermissions. No scenery change, right? No multiple intermissions, just one act play, and is generally shorter than a full length play. So that is generally shorter, not full length play. Like nowadays, short stories, Laghu Katha, instead of novel, Laghu Katha, same message is given with limited words. Similarly, one act play is shorter than full length play. Characteristics: conciseness and focus, right? So very short, concise and focus, deals with a single dominant dramatic situation or conflict, emphasizing economic of plot, right? Characters and dialogues, and very little short plot, right? And then characters, less characters and limited dialogues. Single act, the entire play unfolds without a act breaks, no break, because one act play, though it may contain multiple scenes, act is one, multiple scenes may be there, right? Then limited scope usually features a small cast of characters, right, and often takes place in a single setting. So that is a small cast of characters, not much characters, and single setting, right? Then immediate impact. So due to its brevity, it aims to create an immediate and strong impression, quickly building a climax and resolution. Immediate impact we can say see after one act play. Then tight structure, right, requires precise writing and action with no superfluous details, right? So no details but very tight writing and action to maintain audience attention throughout. Means once audience will see, then it is said that audience should not blink the eyes, right? This way. And then purpose, popular in theatrical festivals, Ram Leela, right? One act play sometime, educational setting, sometime for education purpose. One act play is written and acted, and part of anthologies of short plays. Example, Susan's Gospels, Trifles, then Chekhov, Beer, then Edward Albee's The Zoo Story. Right? So these are the examples of one act play. So here we have seen that's a one act play and the types of playwright, right? Definition of drama. Then we have seen types of drama, tragedy, then comedy, right? Then historical play, right? And one act play. So this is something about drama. Thank you so much. And if you have any query, you are most welcome. Thank you. God bless you.